So it's another year of E3, and over the next couple of days we're going to be joining you guys after every single day, bringing you the news and the updates and all of the different opinions that we have to offer. Feel free to get involved in the comments down below. We would love some audience interaction. So joining me over the next few days is of course Matt.
Oh yeah.
And Ben.
Hello.
We did this last year, and this year we've got a full-on studio, so it's going to be absolutely beautiful. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So today, our lineup is mainly based on the E3 conference that happened yesterday, and then on Monday we've got the Microsoft and Bethesda conferences. On Tuesday we've got the PC Gaming Show and the Ubisoft conferences, and then finally we're going to have the Sony conference on Wednesday. There's going to be a lot to say about the Sony conference, so without further ado, let's get into the EA conference. Let's get right into the games. So, E3 2017, I've got to say it. I say it every single time E3's come up. I hype E3 more than Christmas. You guys know this.
Can confirm.
Yeah, I fucking love E3. It's absolutely amazing. So, first of all, before we even start talking about the games that have been announced by E3, I want to know, we'll go from you, Ben, over to here. What do you want to see at E3 this year? And let's go 3 top things you want to see or excited to see this year.
I'd like to see Skate 3 announced. Not Skate 3, Skate 4. Already had Skate 3. Skate 4 announced.
Skate 3.
Yeah,
I mean,
already got Skate 3.
EA's already been out the way, so no Skate 4, I guess. So I just
Not necessarily.
Why?
I'm disappointed already.
Leaving.
But...
I don't know. I haven't planned for this answer. I want to see some information on Red Dead Redemption 2. Possibly some cinematic, sexy screenshots.
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
The end.
And
The ending is the best bit.
Nice. What about you, Matt? Give a better answer, please.
We started on it. I didn't know the question.
I'm quite excited to see what's happening with Call of Duty World War II. I want to see what...
No one's excited. No, I'm
Well,
kidding. Cut
I'm
that out.
excited.
You're allowed your own opinion. I'm sorry.
Oh, people are triggered already.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Call of Duty World War 3.
It's just gonna be
World War
Battlefield
2,
1,
sorry.
really,
World War
isn't it?
3. Let's go Call of Duty
It's
World
just
War
going to
3.
be Battlefield 1, really, isn't it?
Well, no, because that's
Nah,
World War
completely
1,
different war, isn't
and World War 2's the one after that, you know,
Speaking
with
of which,
Hitler and the shit. Speaking of which, what now?
I was about to talk about something in the conference with Battlefield 1, but...
We'll get there.
Get there.
We'll get there. It's the first. Battlefield 1 is the first. Is the first topic we're going to
of
cover.
course it was. That's,
Yeah. Anything else you're excited for, there, Matt?
Red Dead 2.
Yeah,
boy.
for sure.
I want to see if they're going to do the first one justice. And I think that's about it, really. I want to see what
Skate
AAA...
Skate 4.
Well,
It's coming, boy.
All the Skate 4.
the thing is, it
Only Skate
could be brought out as one of their unreleased AAA games on Tuesday. So, yeah, we'll see what comes up. We'll see what comes up.
What are you hyped for?
I'll tell you what. The
Alright,
thing I'm
please do.
hyped for the most is Last of Us Part 2, because that was announced right at the end of E3 last year, and we've seen nothing on it since. So many theories up in arms in the, the E3 and the Last of Us community. There's so many theories. Is Joel dead? Is he alive? What's going to happen? What's the storyline? So I really want to see something on the Sony conference for The Last of Us Part 2. It's my favourite game of all time, The Last of Us. I'm interested to see what they do with Destiny 2, because it's
Can't wait.
close after the the worldwide release, and they had a massive thing for Destiny, and they released all of the new gameplay, things like that. I want to see if they're going to add anything else to E3, because I don't think they'll miss the opportunity to use E3 as more marketing.
I would have said I was excited for E3 because of Destiny 2. I've already seen stuff on it, so
Yeah, exactly. I really want to see if they add
don't know
anything
what else
more,
they
or if
could
they
add.
just build on what's already been said at the
they've already
conference
had
a few
everyone
months
out.
ago.
They've already had everyone out to play and test it so far. So I don't know what else they could do.
Although I do believe that's more for the Destiny fans already. I think if they're going to do anything at E3, it'll be more for the people who didn't get on the bandwagon for Destiny 1, or have never heard of Destiny before, and they're like, hey, Destiny 2's out, it's got a whole new concept, come join. So I think that's probably what they'll do at E3, if they do have it at E3. And finally, obviously, Red Dead 2. Although, just before we get on to the E3 and the EA conference, do you think Red Dead is actually going to be at EA not EA, E3.
So confused.
EA E3. Do you think
EIO.
it's going to be at E3 because Rockstar have pushed it back?
It's a good question.
I reckon they'll still release some sort of teaser trailer or something. I think there'll be something like maybe coming next year or like
I don't
fall
think
next year.
I don't
or
think
something.
they'll do what they did with like do a 30-minute thing like they did for Battlefront, but I think they might say something.
Yeah. Like, I would have no doubt that Red Dead 2 would be E3 if they hadn't pushed it back, but I don't think they're going to have a lot on it. But at the same time, I think Rockstar are going to put something out there so people know, yeah, it's still coming, you know, we're still going to build some hype just so no one forgets about this game. Not that anyone could forget about Red Dead 2, but, you know, they want to keep that hype going, or the hype's going to, like, die down and it's going to be worth nothing by the time the game comes out, you know. A lot like GTA 5 heists, they took ages to come out, and by the time it came out, all the hype was like, you know, Ben's going to fix the door for us. Thanks, Ben! So, on to the EA conference. There's a lot to be excited for this year at E3, but EA kicked it off, and to be honest, I wasn't crazy, oh my god, after the EA conference, mainly because a lot of the games there I don't really play very often, but I do think it was a good way to kick off the E3 season. And what they kicked off with was Battlefield 1, which has already been out obviously for a year, but they announced that there's going to be new night maps and there's a new DLC based in Russia
Something
as
with
well.
the SAR.
Yeah, something with a SAR, something I can't remember the actual name, it was a hard name to pronounce,
Probably
but there's going to be 6 new maps based on the Russian army, new weapons,
that's
new
gonna be
vehicles, everything, basically
And-
like the French DLC recently, just with Russians.
And I forget the name, but the women's squad.
Yeah!
Which I think, that was the thing I wanted to talk about earlier. I think it's kind of cool that they're bringing them in because obviously they're iconic and it's a big deal, but I feel like if they didn't get the bad rap for the, oh, there's no women in the game, you know,
Yeah.
got to be realistic or whatever, but I feel like if they didn't get the rap for that, they may not have put them in, which is, I think that's probably the main, I mean, yeah, you know, I fuck the Pepsi.
Ben's brought Pepsi, and now it's on the floor.
No, I think, I mean, it's kind of cool that they've added them, but if they didn't get the bad shit for it, then I reckon they might not have done it. So, I don't know, I just found it interesting to find out that they're adding them.
It's good to have a woman character in. Obviously,
I don't think it matters,
people
really.
people
They
were
can't
up in
overdo
arms.
it.
People
weren't they?
big
Yeah.
enough. I think it doesn't make
People
a
were
difference
up
whether
in
it's
arms,
male or
and I don't
female.
really get
They can't
that because
overdo it because there were female medics in like World War One,
Yeah.
but you can't have full-on fighting forces that went and
I just
tackled
don't think
entire
it
cities.
means
like,
any. If there were women in it, I wouldn't go, oh, that's unrealistic, but
Yeah, exactly. It's
I
like
just don't give a
at the end
damn.
of the day, it's a game, and let's face it, EA aren't turning around going, "We hate women, so we're not going to put it in
Exactly.
Battlefield 1."
Yeah, pretty much.
You know. It's not like they're spiting women, they're trying to be very accurate to the history, and a lot of the missions and maps based in Battlefield 1 are based on real events in World War 1. And I do believe, weren't the Russian soldiers who are women, weren't they actual soldiers in the war, I heard,
There
at
was
the conference?
a-
That was quite historically accurate, isn't it?
There was a. Well, what they're adding is, I forget the name of it, I probably should have researched it, but it's the women's
prepared.
battalion
Yeah.
of the women. I think they were Russian. They might have
Yeah.
been. They were just
I
a
do believe they're
battalion of
Russian.
women who were like iconic and amazing. So I guess it's kind of cool that they're adding them.
Yeah, as well as that, we had some debut of the first night map that's going to be released later on this month. It was trench warfare, which is really interesting because I remember last year we did a podcast like this and we talked about how can they make trench warfare interesting, because, you know, it's just the first person to come out of a trench gets shot out, they run across open ground, then they run back, and it's the same thing. So, did you guys watch the Battlefield 1 gameplay last night on the new map?
I watched
I
a
watched the
little
whole
bit.
conference, so I don't think I watched the gameplay though.
It was actually very interesting. Like, it's not just 2 trenches and then there's no man's land. I can speak
There's an S
English.
there.
There is an S there. Basically, what I've done is I've got 2 big trench mechanisms that are all windy and things like that, which gives you really close quarter combat. And then you've got No Man's Land, which is full of, like, there's a downed airship and all sorts. There's loads of interesting cover, but it's a little bit more open. So it's,
There's a ghost here.
there's a ghost in this. Something just fell down behind the camera.
Our B-roll just fell down, whatever it's called. Anyway, carry on.
That freaked me out. Yeah, so It does surprisingly work. They've made it work, and they did say in a conference last night that they wanted to make Trench Warfare work and keep it interesting within the game. I think they've done that very, very successfully. Let me check my notes here. Have you got anything to say on that?
I mean, I didn't really play Battlefield 1,
I don't like it.
and I wasn't that interested in that segment of the EA conference, so I just...
It wasn't very long either. I feel like they were focusing more on other stuff. Well, 'cause
Oh, for
obviously
sure,
Battlefield
yeah.
1's
Yeah,
already
they're-
out, so
Yeah, for sure.
they just talk about
repressing it.
DLC, but yeah, it was alright.
See, I think Battlefield 1 is one of the best AAA shooters to come out in recent years. I do actually really enjoy that. I think even after a year, they're still bringing new stuff to the table. And, normally AAA shooters like Call of Duty goes for a stage of bringing a new game out every single year. Whereas Battlefield 1, instead of EA announcing a new Battlefield this year, they've come back to Battlefield 1 and said we're going to add more. Which I think just shows how prolonged Battlefield 1's life is and how long it's going to continue.
Oh, it's going to go on.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if we see more content next E3, maybe.
Yeah.
If the community's still strong, they won't even need to make a new Battlefield game.
They were showing off the community. Like one of the main parts I think they were talking about was how good the community is and how they listen to the community. So I reckon next E3, maybe even the one after that, it's got such a long lifespan.
Oh yeah, it's going to be absolutely great. And new maps are coming later on this month.
I think they're doing some
starting
gameplay
with
on
the.
them, aren't they?
I do believe so. Yeah, I do believe so. The new trench map at night is coming later on this month, and the light maps are actually really
There's two,
interesting.
aren't there?
There's at least 2. I think there could be more coming, but not confirmed on that.
And there's snow, aren't they?
Yeah,
One of them
there's
is.
new snow maps. It's all based in
Russia,
the Far East, in Russia. But yeah, they're looking really good, and I'm excited to see what EA bring to Battlefield 1 in the next couple of months or even a year next year in E3.
Like an idiot on
Flies. Ben gets distracted
I
quite
thought I
easily.
could have done it.
He's a cat.
Okay.
Okay, moving on now. This is something I'm not very, very knowledgeable about, but I'm hoping you guys might have taken something from the conference. But FIFA 18.
Yes.
Now,
It's a video game.
it is a video game.
I was so confused whether they were talking about like reality or virtual. Like I got so confused. I think they were talking about virtual.
Yeah, I do believe
confused
they
the
were
crap
talking
out of
about virtual because let's have a look.
So what, the two guys with the blazers that came on, they were quality.
Yeah,
All,
I've never
all
seen
the
them
presenters
before.
should have been like that.
Yeah,
They were.
they were,
I mean,
they were quite good.
they were very British humour, and it was in America, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
I bet none of
Yeah.
them got it.
Yeah.
I was laughing.
Us
it was
British
great.
found that. Yeah, we
That's funny.
appreciated that. Thanks.
Roger
What were they
and
called?
Davo. Roger
and Davo. Lovely.
Great.
But yeah, apparently
hats off
they're
to you,
actually
good
really popular commentators
Yeah, they're
on
like-
FIFA and things
yeah.
like that. I wouldn't know. Don't watch much FIFA, but fun little fact: we did get Cristiano Ronaldo to
Yeah, they put him in a
put
bubble
him
suit or
like they
whatever
put him in
they're
one of those suits and got him to do all the animations, things like that. So fun little fact. And also, did you guys play FIFA 17 at all? Because I didn't.
called. FIFA 17.
Yeah,
No, but I know about the story with.
yeah.
Alex
You got
Hunter.
got the Alex Hunter
Once.
is coming back for FIFA 18 for their story mode again, and
So the one thing that they were using to make it, a different game, they're now
Yes.
reusing.
yes, although.
What else could they do?
Well, it's
It's
a
it's
football
football.
game.
It's
I
a
feel
football
like
game. You're limited.
you
know?
can't
Yeah,
really
you're kind of limited on what you can
take
do.
much down a road of a story. Like, what story can you
I like
really
what
do?
they're doing with the whole, because I'm pretty sure with FIFA 18, it's like Fame's hit him, like he's now like depressed. Well, it's probably not it, but
Fame's
it's
hit
like,
him
it'd
and
be
he's
the
depressed,
typical
he's on
cliche.
drugs.
No, like Fame's hit him, he doesn't know what to do and stuff. And I think that's interesting, but I don't. They like 2 games tops with that. I don't see how they could take it into the next one.
Yeah, I do always like they're 18 now, and I do always wonder how they can make the game new each time and
Well,
innovate
it hasn't
new
just been going 18
gameplay
years. It's
mechanics,
been
you
going
know?
on in the 90s
Yeah.
as well. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. It's old as hell.
It's it's one of the oldest sports games
But,
out
yeah,
there, and yet they
whatever.
still keep bringing new shit out. I don't know how they're going to continue doing
That's
that in
because
the
they have a
long
fan
run.
base.
Oh yeah, for
They
sure.
just
And
have
All
fan
they do
base.
is ramp the graphics, though. That's
Yeah,
from
yeah.
what I can
The
tell, as a
community-
casual
The
football
community
gamer.
don't
if I
get
ever
it for
play.
that though. The community get it because they just like playing FIFA.
Yeah.
They don't get it because of it's different or they change it every year. They just get it because
Yeah,
they
they're not
play.
much fun.
And now
New
it's
FIFA
getting
game.
a big ass like esports section. Like
Yeah.
it is huge now.
Yeah, there has been a lot of fan excitement about the return of Alex Hunter, though. So they clearly made the right call there.
Yeah.
bringing that character back. I don't know how, like, you know, at the conference they made Alex Hunter seem like an absolutely amazing character. Everyone is really pumped about. I never played FIFA 17, so I never understood that. But from what people are saying and from what, you know, they made it out to be at the conference, FIFA 18 is looking to be a really good, you know, add-on on FIFA 17.
Yeah.
Talking about sports games, Madden 18 is also coming out, and talking about...
They kind of put them under the same one, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah. They're talking about the two at the same time. And talking about single-player campaigns for sports games, Madden 18 is now got a single-player campaign as well. I think it's basically the same kind of storyline as the first, you know, the FIFA 17.
The Madden one actually looks
Rise to
kind of
Fame.
cool.
Yeah.
I did see some stuff on it, and it did look a lot more interesting than the FIFA one.
Oh, for sure. It has taken 4 years in the making now, Madden 18.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time in the making. I'll be quite interested to know at what point did they decide to put the single-player campaign in. Like, was it planned from the very start that Madden 18 would have it? Or the Madden that released last year, could they have put the single-player campaign in that with FIFA 17, you know?
I think they would have started planning it at the end of the making of Madden 17.
Yeah.
They
Then
probably
Madden
tested it with FIFA.
Yeah.
Because bunging it on
Yeah.
most games, that's going to be a
That's
big,
a bit risky,
big risk. So they probably tested it on FIFA first.
It does put into question how long has it taken them to do the single-player campaign, and is it going to be as quality as FIFA 17, for example? You know, if they did use FIFA 17 as a test, then they've only had like 12 months, just under 12 months, to make the single-player campaign. Is that enough to make a good campaign?
It did look good, so
It does look good. It does look good. And something that's quite interesting for this one, it's almost like EA are kind of going more towards like the Telltale game side of things, not completely that end of the pole.
Cinematic
But
story,
yeah, they've said that you're going to be you're going to be choosing what happens to your character like throughout. So there's different ways to play and there's different choices you can make, which is quite interesting. I don't know how it's going to work in a sports game. Like, you can't go the good or evil route.
I can
in a sports
imagine it's
game.
well, no, it's like what team you go to and
Yeah.
where you like, whether you go on loan or stuff. I don't know what the rules are for America, but football, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, but that's about all we've got on Madden 18. They didn't really cover.
They didn't
Like,
do much.
yeah,
They
they
kinda
didn't
put
do
FIFA
much
and
coverage
Madden
on
the same
FIFA and Madden, to be honest. They did the important stuff, but I feel like people who are fans of the franchise will just know it.
They
you know?
went more into NBA, which is something that I was actually like watching Madden and FIFA. I was like, meh. But watching NBA, I think I may actually pick up the game. They pretty much almost sold it for me.
Well, let's talk about NBA then,
Yeah.
because there's a free demo coming out in August for
I've got
NBA.
console.
Yeah, I think it's for. Is it consoles and PC?
I can
know it's
guess
definitely for consoles.
doubt it's PC. They don't
Yeah.
have like FIFA or
Yeah, true.
that for PC.
True. And again, the journey is defined by your choices.
Yeah.
And what I found quite interesting was the difference between the choices and how you gain fame on the street and in the
I really like
leagues.
the concept of
Yeah.
the professional games and the going on the street, because I preferred FIFA Street to FIFA because
Yeah.
it was the street. But the fact that in NBA you can do the two of them, I think that was a big selling point for the game, and that's probably the reason I'm going to pick it.
It is
'cause
an
it's just
interesting
cool.
integration.
It gives the game more depth. Like, it just means that you've got more options. Like, it's got more replayability, I
Yeah.
suppose, to it.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
get
for
bored
sure.
of the same scenes. But the thing that got me really in was the fact with like FIFA, it's just like running with the ball and you wiggle your mouth, your stick to do skills and stuff. But with NBA, they actually they showed the two guys and a commentator dude. They were like playing it, and they showed a replay, and he was like running through what he was doing with his sticks, and like it seems so much more like you're in control of exactly what you do. Like you move this stick to like go in one way and you dip in, and it looked super smooth. And I think do you reckon they did the same thing that they did for FIFA with like the motion suit thing?
Yeah, I reckon so. I think
Probably. It
because
looks
they're
smooth.
partnered with Frostbite, aren't they? I
Yeah.
think a lot of their, if not all, all of their sports games, in particular, are done by the new, the CGI where you've got the people dressed up in the suits. A lot of games are done like that now. I know Naughty Dog do that a lot with, Last of Us, Uncharted, things like that. It is a very big thing now,
I think
so
it's
I would
the
be
future of
surprised.
gaming.
Oh,
pretty
for
much.
sure, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It looked like haven't really got into NBA because I don't really know basketball, but I definitely it's gonna be. I want to know basketball, and I feel like this game's gonna get me hooked on it.
Nice.
So that's hats off to EA for that.
So, from sport to
Sport.
sports
It's
cars.
just sport.
Yeah, from sport to sport cars. We've got Need for Speed Payback, which
Which
it's been a
Need for
long
Speed
time.
is that?
I
Which
can't
number?
remember.
27.
I've lost
let's go
count.
with that.
Yeah, yeah.
27.
It's been a long
Oh.
time since I played Need for
EA,
Speed
EA
game,
like
man.
remaking stuff.
Yeah.
They like going
Yeah,
for
they're
it.
like doing a bit of that, don't they?
Yeah. Cheeky.
But see, I haven't played a Need for Speed game for ages. But what I did find really impressive about what they showed was the cutscenes, man.
It looked like there were too many cutscenes.
There
Doesn't
were
even
a
look
lot of
like you're
cutscenes, but they
driving.
were
It's like
awesome.
it's like they said. Like there was, she was like, "Oh, let's fucking fuck's sake." It was like, right, let's fucking go now. And then they were like, I was like, "Oh yeah, gonna get a drive through some traffic. It's gonna be insane." And then they cutscened it. I'm like, "What are you doing? I want to drive through. I'll crash, but I want to be given the chance to drive through them."
Oh my god, the slow
Yes.
motion.
Knocking
You've almost
the
knocked this mic so
I had
many
long
times.
legs.
Yeah,
I
but,
shocked man, but it's
like,
not doing that.
the slow motion, the explosions. I was watching that. Like, I probably won't even play the game, but I will watch it just for those cutscenes. Like, I think that game would probably make a better movie than a fucking game.
It
to
did
be
make a
honest,
movie.
from what it's.
It
Yeah.
made a
Yeah,
movie.
from what they've
I
seen.
quite liked the movie, but no one else did, so you know.
Fair enough. But damn, yeah, those cutscenes were really slick, action filled, and just absolutely ridiculous. Like, let's face it, you couldn't actually get in a $2 million
That was like
car,
Fast and
was it, or
Furious
something?
shit.
Yeah, and then like drive out
was
of
a
the
Koenigsegg,
truck
so yeah, it was
while
expensive.
in motion. Like, that's fucking mental, but fucking awesome at the same time.
When the lights came on for the Mustang or whatever it was, the GT500, that I was just like,
That was-
That was really.
that's like my favourite cars. I'm just like, oh, chills. Ugh,
Watch that, and everyone just just melt.
gushing.
It was like, I might play the game, to be honest. It like, even
I like
when they got
driving
in the
games,
games
yeah, I'll give it a
and it looked like, yeah, the speed you've got, you can feel the speed. It
Need for
feels.
Yeah.
You feel the need for speed.
Yeah, but thing is,
Roll
with it,
credits.
I feel like it's going more towards like the Burnout route, because with
Yeah,
Burnout it's a lot
definitely.
more
I got that
destroying
sense.
other cars, going
Yeah.
really fast, using like afterburners and drifting and like all this like different mechanics, and that's what Need for Speed sort of looked like it was going for in Payback. Like there were a lot of cutscenes that they looked pretty and whatever, but there's just too many of them.
I wanna drive.
and yeah, I want to drive through
I
all the
wanna
cool
do the
things. I
driving.
want.
I want to be the person
Yeah, you
doing
wanna
I want
the
there
cool
to be
stuff.
a challenge,
Yeah.
but at the same time have like the sort of like graphics and whatever as well. So like, I don't know, I'm kind of disappointed by the amount of cutscenes, but at the same time it's going Burnout route.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah, I
not
got that
massively
feel.
excited from it.
Well, you will get that challenge because they have upped the AI in this game
It's
because
just
it's,
gonna piss me
you know,
off. Like there's a challenge and then there's just fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
just gonna piss me
Well,
off.
they had a lot of feedback from the last few games, and they were like, the
The
EA.
They got enough of them.
The last million games, and they were like, the AI is too easy, so they've ramped up the difficulty of the AI. So
Yeah,
Probably could have.
but
it's gonna be, it's gonna be.
yeah,
a
but
bit more
have they
challenging.
upped the AI as a sort of an option, or have
Oh,
they
no.
done it for everyone? So
Everyone.
if you're a really casual gamer
You're screwed.
and you lost in the old games, you're fucked now.
Well, yeah, but they won't make it. I can imagine, you know, they're a smart company. They won't make it like
Are they a smart
Dark
company?
They
Souls
also-
crazy impossible.
They also, I know, I'm not going to get into copying, but they copied Forza Horizon.
See,
Yeah.
yeah,
With
that's
the
what I wanna
relics and the
cover.
barn finds, they like the relics. I think that's what they were called, right? The
Yeah,
relics,
something like
the old cars that you can trick up, like it's Forza
Yeah,
Horizon.
that's what I'm supposed to
they
ask.
did.
Where do you think Need for Speed currently stands up against, you know, games like The Crew that Ubisoft brought out a couple of years ago, up against Forza Horizon and
Forza,
the whole
any of the
Forza
Forza,
series, yeah.
That's
Against
top.
other driving games.
Forza's top. I'm not sure.
I
if
feel
you
like
can
Need for
compete.
Speed is the weakest.
Yeah.
It's been overdone too much, I think, at this point.
It's better than Gran Turismo, and I prefer it to Burnout. And I don't play it much, but from what I see, it looks all right, but nothing compared to Forza. Like Forza is just top of the line.
Yeah,
I
because,
think
well,
Euro Truck
this side...
Simulator though.
Euro Truck Simulator right up there.
Top.
It's top dog.
Nah, good game. Good
I
game.
know, this side of this year, and even the next side of this year, and the start of next year even, there aren't many driving games that I'm aware of that are coming out. Not big ones anyway. So Need for Speed at
There's
the
not
moment...
much you can do with driving.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do, but at the
Right.
moment, Need for Speed Payback is the only one of its kind, the AAA, in the AAA kind of area. So I think it will do pretty damn well for itself. Yeah, if there was maybe a new Forza coming out, maybe it'd have a lot more competition. I think maybe Forza would be a little bit more successful as a whole franchise as a whole. I think Forza is more hyped than Need for Speed most of the time. But as there's nothing else coming out, I think Need for Speed and EA will get a good profit out of it.
It does look pretty. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I think if you're an action junkie, you're gonna go straight for that. Even if you've never played a Need for Speed game, even if you didn't play a driving game, fast cars, explosions, slow motion cutscenes. What else does an action junkie want? It's absolutely mental.
Before we move on, I know I can't really talk because I know if I went up there I got asked to present, I would probably brick it. Yeah. But Jesse, whatever his name is, Wellington Boots, whatever.
Jesse Wellington Boots.
God damn, I don't know what went wrong. It was just like, I can't watch live stuff because I'm like, oh god, if they mess up, I'm just like, I feel their pain so much. And he messed up and I'm there just dying. Because he was just like, hey guys, I'm Jesse, a YouTube content creator. Thanks EA for having me out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did.
Need for Speed, yeah, great game.
Nice.
So I'm Jesse Wellens, thanks EA for having me out. And I'm just like, when the other guy came on that he was talking to, I was just like, thank God someone knows what they're doing.
But it would have been hilarious if he was even worse. Awful. It was just like,
I don't know what my game is.
Hello!
It was just like,
you could tell, like,
he put me off so much. I'm like, well, not getting the game.
You could tell, like, they were like, Jesse, you're on. He was like, shit, well, it looked like I'm live.
He wasn't even wearing like a suit. It looked like they just pulled him off the street.
Yeah,
like,
it looked like he was in the audience.
Something, man.
He was in the audience. So I've seen a YouTube video of yours. You did Need for Speed. Come on up and present this. All right then. Need for Speed.
Yeah. What's the full title? Back Pay? No.
Payday. I think it's Need for Speed Payday.
5. Yeah.
But anyway, bless it. I mean.
Couldn't. Big props
what an
for getting up and
opportunity,
doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
he fucked it. Oh,
good job, Jesse.
If he watches this, you are fucked.
Please don't sue. So right, EA Origins, which is Originals, which is something that EA set up last year, I do believe, and they made a big announcement with it last year. This year, they're back with something that I know we're all very excited about, but I've forgotten the name of it.
Way Out.
Yeah.
Way Out.
That's the one. Way Out. Which looks
made by the guy who made Tale of Two Brothers,
yeah.
I didn't get on board of that game, but
I never played it, to be honest. But if you guys don't know, A Way Out is a 2-player co-op experience, mainly for split screen,
only
like couch
screen.
playing. Well, yeah, only split
they
screen couch playing, but you can do online. But it is all split screen, and you got to work as a team.
Takes you back
to get out of prison and then beyond prison. That's what I liked about it. Like, it's not just work out these puzzles, get out of prison. Oh, you're out. Good job.
Yeah.
There's a big storyline.
You still got to run.
Prison.
We're just saying. I can't guarantee. No, I am guaranteeing it. There will be content on James' channel.
Oh, there will be.
We are playing.
So excited.
When I saw it, I'm just like, because I miss that kind of gaming, couch gaming, where you play with your friends on LAN, and you miss it when you play on LAN.
Yeah, it's not done enough these days.
And I'm so the guy, the dev, Joseph something or other. He like the amount of passion.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
Like,
yeah,
he was
loved himself.
He was lost for words.
He was
like that one guy with a passion that could just make anything. That was inspiring to see. Like,
yeah, it has been
incredible.
So long since I don't think I've ever sat down and played a story-driven game with anyone, like on the couch.
Yeah.
It's always either been me or someone online, and even then I haven't done that much. So it'll be really nice to actually see how this plays out and see a storyline that you can share with a good friend. And that moment isn't just for you. Then
it looked really emotional as well. He found his kid or something, and his wife in hospital or whatever. It's like that just looks like an emotional roller coaster. Like that's gonna be so hyped for that. That is my best thing taken out of E3 so far. It looked amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's a quite interesting game mechanic as well, where they displayed some of it where you can be playing. And then your body's in a cutscene, and you can do it different ways and move around. So, one person does this thing, and then another person does the other thing, and then you swap that maybe for the next quest or mission or puzzle you've got to do.
Yeah.
And it's like there was that game clip where they were both back to back, and they were going up the wall and things like that. Which is really clever game, like level design
as well.
Yeah.
So it's like back.
Yeah, really clever level design and platforming there.
Good.
I mean, I'm quite excited to see where it's going to go. I really am.
I can't wait.
I really want to see where the storyline goes, like past prison, because in prison you can imagine what the storyline's going to be. You know, a lot of other games have done that.
Anal.
But
We're in the showers now.
No, I don't think.
But past prison, when you know you've put some pseudocreme on your arsehole, what are you going to be doing?
I can imagine it being a very emotional game, and them being two protagonists that you take out, and you're like, damn, like, you really connect with them.
Yeah, and how do you guys think it's going to work within the gaming industry? Because the online gaming industry is one of the biggest gaming industries in the industry as a whole. You've got like games like only online games like PvZ, Titanfall, Overwatch. Yeah, all of these games taking the gaming industry by storm and worth a lot of money. And yet this game's gone almost back in time to where gaming was done on a couch.
I respect that though.
I do respect that, but how do you think is that? Yeah, are they going to fare well against other games?
Absolute cojones to go back in time almost and do something, because it's risky. Like, people are still going to play it online, but to make a game that is purely for sitting on a couch with your friend and playing it, I think it's gonna sort people out pretty much, because it's going to make them realize, hang on, this is what gaming was, and this is what I think is it's better then. I like it so much more if you sat with your friends playing. It's so much more real.
It's going to have a nostalgic value.
You get such better experiences from it when you're with them, as opposed to sitting on TeamSpeak or whatever.
Yeah, but what about the players who, I mean, almost everyone has a friend that they can play with. You know, unless you're like that lonely. But what about, what if you don't have someone you can play with, or what are these people like? You've got some hardcore gamers who will really want to play this, but don't have anyone to play with right next to each other.
Then you've got your online mode where you can split screen it online.
Of course.
Just like somebody else.
Meet new friends.
Yeah, get new friends.
How would that
through
work?
this game.
Like matchmate with a randomer.
I don't think arseholes will play that game, and if they do, they'll play it with their friends. But I think it's just going to be I don't think they're going to be planning to sell millions and millions, like loads of copies.
I feel like this is a game just to take us back to remember this. This was fun. Let's do this again.
Maybe start a whole new.
Yeah, the dev looks like a guy who is just like, I'm going to make games like I like them the way they used to.
He's definitely made a game that he wants to make.
He wants to make it. He's not doing what everyone else wants.
Yeah,
he's doing, and
he's not
I
like,
respect that.
oh, this will market really well, so I'll do this game. He's gone, I want to make this game. We're going to do it.
And I'm so happy for him that he's got the break with EA.
That was respectable, especially as there's a lot of copies within genres now, just to get the bucks.
I just hope EA don't make it a money grabbing scheme, and I hope they don't take it from him. I wish him the best. I hope he gets everything he wants out of that.
It's looking good, and as I say, maybe that game will kickstart a whole new, almost genre of games where you've got that split screen co-op, and it becomes a massive thing. That'll be awesome to see.
Can't wait.
Because I really do think that will bring the gaming community even closer than it already is, because it will take us back to the days of like the couch gaming and
LAN parties.
Yeah, LAN parties and things like that. Things like that I've never really taken much part in, because
the time we grew up, we grew up with online.
We've grown up in the online era of games, so it'll be really cool to experience something like that. But right, did you guys see they've got a new Seed coming out, or the new
I saw the Seed,
and the new SI, or what was it called?
It's called Seed, and it's like something for something.
Yeah, it's a new thing. It's called Seed. It's a new IP. I've written it down here. It's a new IP that EA are bringing out, and they showed a really brief trailer for a game called Anthem. Did you see that?
Yes.
What was that about?
Jesus Christ, I wondered what that was, and it looked incredible.
I was
awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have two of those. I
was very confused by the end of it, because I was like, what?
I don't care.
I was looking at my phone.
What out?
I was looking at my phone, and then I looked up, and my jaw dropped, and I'm like, what the fuck did I miss? And then it shows Anthem, and I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah. It was like, this is just a little. They were like, this is a little sneak peak of what we've got.
I think that's the beauty of E3, though.
And then
just do that.
Boom!
And then
That's why I love E3 so much.
Please.
It's just like
Want some?
It's the hype. We probably won't hear about that until maybe Gamescom comes later on in the year, or maybe even next year in E3. Yeah, But oh my god, like
Looked good.
from that 30-second preview, we got no story. We got basically no
gameplay.
no gameplay, no idea as to what
we
this
have
game
no
is.
idea what like sort of genre this is.
It
Like, is
looks
this gonna
to
be like-
It could be a
post-apocalyptic, like sci-fi,
top-down pile of
almost.
shit turned
Yeah.
based.
Yeah, it could be absolutely crap, but I don't know. I was really hyped
It looked
for that like one little teaser we got. I have no idea. Like, it looks to be post-apocalyptic sci-fi. That's what. That's the vibe I got from the trailer, anyway. But I don't know, man. I can't wait to see what the hell that is.
Well, it looks interesting at least. So like,
Yeah.
even
It's
if
a good
it's like not a
sneak
great game, it's like an interesting concept that they can then work with next time. So
And I think that little release there, or that little sneak peek, was important for EA because this year they've got a lot of games returning. You know,
Yeah.
for new,
I think they all were.
for sure, yeah.
No, yeah, they all.
In fact,
every
Apart
single
from Way Out, and Way Out was
Yeah,
apart
fine.
from Way
apart
Out,
from Way Out,
everything
all
is
of them
just
were returning
here's
series.
another thing.
Yeah, so I
Here's
think it's
another
really important for EA, especially with, you know, Ubisoft and other big companies are always trying to bring out something new and something innovative. Innovative.
Innovative.
Really good at English,
Innovative.
me.
Innovative.
I think it was important for EA to put that out there because out of the whole conference, that's the moment my jaw dropped the lowest.
You kind of sit there and
Yeah.
go, hang on a minute. You're like,
Yeah.
you're sat
Yeah.
there watching the FIFA and the Man, and you're like, okay, yeah.
Nice.
Hang on back a
Yeah,
second.
just drop that in the
whoa,
middle there.
whoa.
He's like, hey, you guys bored of FIFA? Well, there you go. What's that?
Anthem.
Yeah, like, I think that was very important for EA,
They kind
and
of
you
snuck
know,
that under the rug. It was
Yeah.
clever. Really
It
clever.
I
kind of
like
made the
our all
conference
releases.
like more hyped. Like I feel like it sort of died down when we got to that point, and then it was like, oh, now we're gonna pique your interest.
yeah.
Here's the
And
rest of the
that
stuff.
I think,
is
yeah, they were like, oh, we're losing
great
them, we're losing them, we're
conference
losing them, and reel back
Anthem.
in.
Yeah. But I
Clever.
can't wait to see that. You know, any news that's coming up on that will definitely cover because that's looking to be an awesome game and kind of gives me Evolve vibes. I don't think they'll go that way because
I did actually get that. 'Cause you
Overall,
saw
yeah.
a monster outside. I was
Yeah.
like, is this Evolve?
yeah,
Evolve 2?
I got Evolve vibes, but I don't think they'll go down the Evolve route. I think they'll go more like robotic
Halo.
sci-fi kind of, yeah, maybe Halo kind of alien shit. I think that's probably the way they'll go. But from the teaser trailer we got, we can't really make any, you know,
That's
good judgment
literally all
calls.
it was.
Yeah.
It was just a, hey guys, Anthem.
I'll see you later.
It was all smoke and mirrors. That's all
Yeah,
that
pretty
was.
much.
Yeah. But from one suspected sci-fi game to a confirmed sci-fi game.
What?
2 years ago, Star Wars.
Audio just peaked.
Yeah, 2 years ago, Star Wars Battlefront was released by EA, and I don't know. What did you guys think of Star Wars
It was
Battlefront?
shocking.
What the guy said in the conference, it was hilarious. He was like,
Yeah.
we got some good feedback and we got a lot of constructive feedback, and that's a euphemism for
shite
not so
feedback.
good. I was like, he gets it.
Yeah, like one thing that struck me about that game was the graphics were spot on. I
Beautiful.
thought. Beautiful
Yeah.
game.
How every game should be done. It was
That's all they were doing.
beautiful.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's all they were doing it for. This is like, okay, this is what our next game's gonna look like, only a lot better.
Yeah, it was one of the
So
first big AAA shooters on next gen, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
I
it
do
was.
believe, if I remember
Yeah.
rightly. So they were. It was a good chance for them to be like, "This is what next gen can do." Whoa, it looks
Yeah.
beautiful. But
I feel like that's what they made it for. They
Yeah.
didn't make it to be a game. Like, it was quite a bad game, really.
It's because
Yeah,
it didn't have
it
a
was a
story.
bit,
It was just like 4 maps, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, they've
It
all
It
got
was
a
very
couple.
boring. It was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
static
But
in a
this
way.
one is they said they've taken in the feedback, and it actually looks like they have, because it looks like like the first one looked like a demo. This one looks like an actual game, and
Yeah, for sure.
it looks like what the first one I thought the first one was going to be like, and I can't wait because it means I can actually play it and enjoy it.
yeah, like the first one, you paid £60 for a game, for a full game, a full AAA title, and then you got
You got
maybe
a third, maybe a quarter.
I
It's like
reckon
what Metal
about
Gear
30
did.
quid
It's like
worth
what
of
Metal Gear
gameplay.
did with Metal Gear 5 is the actual game, and
Yeah,
then
and
the
then-
one of what was it actually called? It's like
I can't remember, but I do know
oh,
what
I
I'm
can't.
talking
Yeah,
about. The
it
game
was.
in the
It was
middle.
it was a 25 quid demo. That's what it was.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, yeah, we'll bring one out later.
Yeah.
It looked.
But Battlefront,
Battlefront?
Battlefront 2 is confirmed to have campaign, which is brilliant.
Yep.
And it's confirmed to be something that is new to the Star Wars universe. If I read my notes here, It's an untold story playing old characters that everyone's familiar with, even if you're not a fan of the franchise, you'll know the name. And new characters that no one's ever heard of before.
Yeah, they're bridging the gap between...
Yeah.
In the story, it's the bridge of the gap between Force Awakens and
Return
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, that's what they said.
They worded it so well. They said, like, everyone's seen the Star Wars, and everyone well, the people that have seen it, obviously. And, like, you know the story, so they couldn't really... Like, we've all watched the films a million times, so they couldn't really just put out a film, like, a story of the film, but they're bringing out a bridge, a bit like Rogue One was.
Yeah.
And I can't wait, because as a big Star Wars fan, I was like, yes, boy.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting how they do that, because they'll have to do it in a way that pleases all the fans but doesn't piss the fans off. You know, if they go way off of like the whole storyline of Star Wars, then I can imagine it's going to really piss them off.
I hope
but
they get
they're
Lucas
not.
in on
They
it.
need
Yeah,
to
they
do
definitely
something
won't,
that
let's face
definitely
it.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
If
they
it
need
does,
to
it's
look
gonna
at both
piss a lot of
films. There needs to be like, right, what's the perfect bridge? What could the
Well, I think
perfect
they
thing that
need to-
happened in the past, what?
I think they need to
50
go to whoever
years?
made Star Wars and be like, yo, what happened?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
to
Go
Lucas.
to again.
Go to LucasArts.
Dish
Just be
us
like,
the dirt.
hey,
The thing that tickled my pickle, if you will, I'm never saying that again. The thing that got me,
Quote.
if you, it's the fact that they're using the 3 eras now, because obviously there's a new trilogy
Yes.
coming out.
Yeah.
But like what's the era called? The one with that had Qui-Gon Jinn and the droids and
Clone
stuff.
Wars.
No.
Well,
yeah.
it's that sort of
Yeah,
era. I can't remember.
the prequel, the one that the prequel was set in, with all the droids and like the beautiful cities, like it just that I was like, yes, because you can play as droids and the cities are amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
I
bright.
miss droids from the set from Battlefront.
And you
1.
can play in tanks. The dogfighting looks incredible. Like it looks
Yeah.
The
it looks so
gameplay,
much
man.
easier than like I don't know what flying in
Well-
Battlefield 1 is. I mean, I tried it and I crashed a lot, so I think that's enough of a sign. But
I
it
don't
looks
know, it
so
takes
easy.
a minute to get used to in Battlefield 1.
It
feel
looks
like-
so nice. Like
feel like
anyone can just hop in
it'll-
and fly, which is what I like.
Yeah.
Accessibility.
It'll be easier to make them Battlefront 2 because it's spaceships. Like,
Yeah.
we can't say for certain how spaceships work in that universe because, well, we haven't made one. So, like, they can do a lot more with, like, maneuverability.
Yeah, they've got a bit more leeway, haven't they?
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
that sense, and
So
especially
they can definitely make it so anyone can fly.
yeah,
and
especially
anyone
how
can drive a tank.
Which
especially how
I'm hyped
critical
about.
some people were about Battlefield 1. You have to make like the flight mechanics on that somewhat kind of harder because
Yeah.
World War 1 planes.
I remember
but this is when they've got endless.
I remember
amounts
saying
of leeway.
last time, I think it's like the planes are going to be like so hard to fly and it's only the best people are going to be able to do it, and that was why I wasn't too hyped about Battlefield 1, but Battlefront 2, it looks like anyone can just hop on and just have fun.
Yeah.
Because the game modes look like they could go anyway.
Yeah.
And there's like the three stages one looked incredible.
Phase one
And
looks
it's like it
amazing.
could go anyway, and the heroes that they're bringing in, like Darth Maul, he looked
Oh my god,
Yes.
his
insane.
fucking spin attack.
Spinning.
He was
Darth
awesome.
Maul's
He was
my
crazy.
favourite bad guy ever on Star Wars, and I'm so glad they're bringing him in. It just looks like that they went, okay, so Battlefront 1, wasn't great. Let's work on it, and I feel like they have, and I think that's what every game company should do. And I'm absolutely hyped for it because third person, love it. John Boyega, glad they got him in it because he's like, firstly, cracking name. He's a fan favourite now in the series. I think he's a really not likable guy. I'm glad they threw him in because he was.
Yeah, I'm glad he
Right.
did that bit. Otherwise, like, I don't know, it just gave something about the game, something more special.
Well, I love Finn as a character, and I love John
Yeah.
Boyega. So the fact that you can play as him, I'm like, yes,
Yeah,
it'll be Finn.
I'm hyped for that. Just playing as.
And
I suppose
Captain
that's
Phasma.
hype throughout the whole Call of Duty. Fucking Call of Duty. Okay, take it down. Throughout the whole Star
is a
Wars
good
fan
game.
base. From the Star Wars fan base, the fact that
What are you
this
saying that to
is
the mic?
this is music to my ears when they said it. 3 times the more content, and that's including more maps, more planets, more weapons from the Star Wars
More people
universe,
you can play
and
as,
more
more-
characters, which is what you just touched on. Everyone from the Star Wars fan base is going to get to play their favourite character,
Yeah.
which I think is going to just increase the hype so much more.
They're not only using the main characters, but they're using the characters that didn't get as much screenplay time. So Captain Phasma, she was barely touched
Yeah.
upon anything, and I'm glad that you can play as her. Darth Maul, obviously, spoiler alert, I guess,
That'd be
died in the
amazing.
first one.
If you haven't
Boba
seen The
Fett.
Phantom Menace, I'm sorry.
Boba Fett isn't in it much, you know, he has like 1 line, 2 lines, it's quite a meme, but the fact that they're not only using like Han Solo and Rey and Finn, but they're also using the less screen time characters.
But they're still very important characters.
Very cool characters as well.
Yeah.
Phantom, what's his name? Darth Maul.
And you go.
I was just going to say, I kind of want to see if they will bring in, like... There was some lesser-known Jedi in, like, Attack of the Clones that I'd kind of like to see.
Need some Kit Fisto in that.
Yeah, like, that's the sort of, like, thing I want. I want, like...
Coyote Mundi, Kit Fisto. We want some of that.
So you want the detail. You want
Well,
the fine
it's not even
detail.
detail. It's like just cool.
What I want
Yeah.
is...
Fisto was
I
my
want
fave.
to them to bring out all of the planets that those characters came from and then let you play as those heroes on those, like, planets.
That's interesting.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that's what happened in, like, the old Battlefront games, like Battlefront 2. I played that recently on PC, and when you were on Kashyyyk, you would play as a different hero is when you were playing on Tatooine. Like, that's what made it probably one of my favourite Star Wars games. Like, it's very interesting the way that they did that.
Yeah.
So, like, I do want to see a lot more of that. Like, I want to be able to play as Yoda on Coruscant. Like, that sort of thing.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
And
the
and
yeah, that makes sense,
Wookiees on
Wookiees
stuff
on thingy.
Yeah.
What's it
It's
called?
just,
Sheik? Maybe.
See, one thing that I also didn't love about the first game is the fact that there wasn't much leeway in like your classes. There weren't many different kind of varieties in class and weapons,
They
things
said
like
they've
that. And
completely rejigged it.
yeah,
haven't
Yeah.
they?
this time there are customizations, and customizations don't go just as far as class customizations, like, you know, your assault class and your sniper class, things like that. But they go as far as your own abilities and stats.
Yeah.
Like, you can customize, obviously, what abilities you have and how powerful they are in certain ways. And you can customize your own stats, as in, like, your health and your armor and how
Yeah.
fast you are, which that is really detailed. I can
like-
imagine a lot of people coming up with really interesting combos.
Like, you could
for
make
that.
your, if you really wanted to, you could be a heavy, make yourself really, really tanky, but slow as shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really interesting concept, because then, from what I saw of the gameplay, heavies were really powerful
They were
characters.
just mowing them.
Yeah, and so I feel like people will want to put their health up more, so they've got more survivability as well as the
Yeah.
firepower.
My-
But a way to counterbalance that is
my-
to make them slower.
My only problem with the whole new class system is, like, saying Call of Duty, it's like everyone just is on the same thing, like they're doing the same thing. But now they've got like supports, they've got like tanks, they've got jumpers. I reckon it's going to give me a feel of what Overwatch has become, where it's, we need 2 healers and we need 5, we need tanks and we need all this.
Yeah.
And you're going to get yelled at and you're going to get screamed at.
Battlefront's
Which
never
is gonna
been
annoy me.
that
It's a very
though.
casual shooter, isn't it? Like, if we're going for like Battlefront, well, the first one that
It was
came out a
so
couple years ago,
casual,
it was
like,
so
you just
casual.
hop on, do what you want, really.
Yeah,
Didn't really
exactly.
matter,
There was
but-
Yeah,
never
like,
really
I
any
have a feeling
salt.
this is going to be like, I'm not being healed. Like, just it's just going to annoy me, I think. But it is going to be console, isn't it? So I guess
Yeah.
you haven't got as much. Like, you haven't got the chat. You haven't got like open.
Yeah,
voice
there's not
mic
as much communication there.
So I guess that's going to be alright, but you're probably still going to get a lot of hate, which really
Yeah.
annoys me.
I do believe this whole stat and customization like option, it's going to really innovate the gameplay style. It's not just going to be, that guy's an assault, so we know how to counter him. We know, what he's probably going to have. He might have boosted health,
Yeah, you
for
could have
instance, and things
anything.
like that.
That's quite cool.
And it's really going to make gameplay very different and interesting.
It's going to make every game different as
Yeah,
well. 'Cause
exactly.
So wait, do you in each game level up your stats, or do you have like
I have no idea.
classes?
They just
I
mentioned.
feel like it'll be in the options. I feel like
Yeah,
when you're
most
out
likely.
of game, you can set up all your different
Classes and
loadouts.
stuff,
Maybe in game have some sort of like maneuverability with that, like maybe change your weapons but not change your health stats or
Yeah,
something.
that would make sense.
But like, I don't think that it will all be during game, because then you could just like it would just be a game of counters. Like, it would just be people swapping what they were playing. Just
That annoys me because I feel like I can't play who I want because I'm either going to be countered or I need to change to counter someone else. I just like playing what I like to play, and that's why I kind of like the first one, because it was hop on and have fun. And yeah, it wasn't much to it, but I kind of like the simplicity.
Yeah, and another big improvement they've made from the first one now is, do you remember the tokens that they had in the
were
first
they
one?
microtransactions?
Huh?
There was like, look, because
No, they had like it was like, you know, the kill streaks and things like that, and if you wanted to get in like an X-wing, for example, you'd have to run to a token on the map and hope that no one else gets there.
I'm so happy they don't have
yeah,
that anymore.
they've got that out, and it's now more skill based.
Yeah, it's what they did in the original Battlefront 2.
Is it?
It's you kill people, you get credits for killing people, and like you can either be a hero, like picks a hero, or like a specialist class. So like in the original games, you could play as assault, heavy, a sniper, and an engineer. And then if you got enough credits, you could play as an officer and a go for rebels. You could play as a Wookiee as well. And then
it sounds a lot like that.
Yeah, and then if you got even more than that, you could play as the hero on the map. So like you could play as Yoda on Kashyyyk or something.
Well, that's good then. Yeah,
sounds a lot better.
It looks like they're going back to that route, which is really effective.
Very clear this year at E3, EA across their games have listened to their audience.
Yeah.
Across all of their games, you know, they've listened to their audience, they know what they want, and I think EA this year have a very, very strong connection with their players and their audience.
Because they got
more than ever.
They got a bunch of like really good Battlefront players out to do all the testing, and something that was actually really cool. Just quickly, because those guys made the trailer for it, and it was awesome to see like the behind the scenes of making a trailer in a game, how it's just like real life, but it's like you just moving it.
But it's on a PC instead.
Looks. I was like, wow, that looks like something awesome.
And another thing that they've improved, because people were always pissed about the fact that they've paid 60 quid for this game, and then a few months later another DLC came out for like 20 quid. The first DLCs, or most DLCs, it's all
free,
DLCs? Are they all free this time?
I think
they said
anyone
who owns the game, it's free. I'm sure there's a catch to it, but
there probably will be. I feel like there was a mention of microtransactions, but they kind of brushed it over.
I mean, with the first one, like if you wanted to get a cool skin for your character, you had to pay like loads of money. Like I get it, you don't have to spend that money to get the character. Like it doesn't make you better. It's just optional, customizable.
Cool,
But at the same time, like you don't have to spend the money. But at the same time, I like to have cool customizations.
I like to make myself known on a battlefield.
It's like with Overwatch. I wanted to grind out and get the gearboxes and to get the skins, and I'm like, well, this is harsh, I can't get any, but I know you don't have to get them and it's completely optional, but I kind of like looking cool, and I don't like spending, I mean, it's like buying clothes in real life. I don't want to do that on a game.
I think what they'll probably do, it seems like a smart idea to do, is all the big gameplay mechanics and the features like the new maps and new characters and things like that, they will give to players for free. And then the skins and things like that, which are optional, they will then make them cost. You know,
I hope you can unlock them.
Cost.
I hope you can unlock them through in-game though, where they're optional, a bit like loot boxes in Overwatch, where you can either spend money on them or you can grind to get them. Because if you just make it only,
it works across other games, doesn't it?
I just don't like it. I know you don't have to do it, but I like looking cool.
Well, it's worked in Battlefield 1 as well. You can either pay for, you know, the loot boxes, or pay for skins, or you can play the game and hope you get something good. So it's worked for their other games, and they'll probably do the same kind of concept.
I hope so.
In Battlefront 2. But I do know that the first DLC will be two characters, one called Finn and one called Phasma. I'm not a massive Battlefront
Finn and Phasma
Star Wars fan in general, so I'm not really familiar with them.
Finn's the black guy from the newer ones.
Oh, nice.
And
I know what you're talking
Phasma's the silver stormtrooper
with the cape.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who is played by the Night Lady in Game of Thrones? Fun fact. Anyone watching, I don't know her name. I apologise, but
we don't watch Game of Thrones.
But
I have a life wasting my life on games.
It has been confirmed that there is no exact date for when it comes out yet. But if you do pre-order it, you do get early access to the beta, which I always have a problem with, to be honest.
I hate pre-order bonuses.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't mind pre-order bonuses.
No,
but it's the fact that, to me, a beta is give it out to the public, and then they can test it and decide, you know, because
see if it works.
Yeah, the amount of betas I've played of a game, and I'm like, before I go into that beta, I'm not going to buy this game. You know, I'm just going to test it out and see what it's like. And then after the beta, I'm like, I really want this game.
Yeah.
I think a beta should be to catch people.
Free. Yeah. Beta should be free so that people can maybe make a video on YouTube, be like, yeah, it's great, or nah, it's kind of shoddy. Maybe wait until they've patched it or something. I wouldn't go out and pre-order it, but
No, Batman, why?
I just think it's kind of unfair to those who like, you could be the biggest fan of the game, but if you don't have the money, then you can't get that bonus feature, and I think it's kind of harsh. Like, I know I'd like to get it, but I don't pre-order games.
I hate all pre-order bonuses because it's just unfair on other players. Like,
Although,
especially on like when they do it on consoles. Like, if you order it for pre-order it for PlayStation, you get this cape. If you pre-order it for Xbox, then you get this face. Like,
it's all optional, but still, it's kind of annoying.
I can understand it though, because if you're pre-ordering a game, that means you're putting your £60 like into the game before it's even out. So you're putting your loyalty into that game before it's even out.
Yeah, you're trusting that it's going to be good.
You're trusting it's going to be good. So them giving you some rewards is like a thank you for trusting our product. Thank you for trusting us with this game. It's kind of it's a token.
Just saying, I feel a bit bad for you now. Here, have this.
Oh, the game's not that good. Have a skin.
Sorry.
But I just think that. I mean, if you pre-order and get the beta, sure, because it's like, you've pre-ordered, so here's a section of the game early. But at the same time, it's like, open up to the public, so everyone can play it, and then decide, the amount of people who at the moment are probably on the fence about whether they're going to get it or not, and even like people who aren't Star Wars fans.
It draws them in. If they're like, extra features, I might pre-order it. It kind of tips the scale.
Yeah, but maybe like one thing that they could have done is make it a closed beta, so you can apply for a key to get onto the beta.
Yeah.
But then if you've pre-ordered for the game, then you've technically already kind of like entered for that, and so you get a key for it anyway. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's very... I just don't like pre-order bonuses. I don't think they work at all.
Fair enough. I mean, going on to the gameplay that they showed 30 minutes of gameplay.
Looks amazing.
And yeah, it does look like the pacing of that game is nothing like any other shooter.
It's not even
it's
like
crazy.
It's super fast paced or it's super slow. It's just in
it's
your
just
own time.
Right. It's just
They've
right.
nailed it to just like... It doesn't feel... I'm sure there is a timer, but it didn't feel like time, like you're just playing the game for fun. It didn't feel like, I've got to do this in 30 seconds.
Yeah, you didn't feel pressured to do anything. It was just
your
like...
time, take the point, chill.
Have fun.
Yeah, but it was like, even if like... On Battlefield, I was playing Battlefield 1 earlier today because I watched everyone on the stream last night and thought, yeah, they're really good. I'll go back on there and get like 360 no scopes. Got on there, got fucked. But anyway, I was playing Battlefield earlier and I was getting pissed when I died. But I can imagine like
Battlefront.
Yeah, that's what no, Battlefield earlier, and I was getting pissed when I died on Battlefield earlier. Okay, but on Battlefront, I can imagine pissing myself laughing when I die, or like because like last night
there
when
was some stupid deaths.
last night when they were flying around doing the dogfighting, and the bit where he smacked into the building and blew up.
Yeah, or like
it was like
or just suddenly an air collision, and then you're both dead.
The commentators stopped in their track. Like
the
commentators got so distracted with what they were saying just because of what was going down, and I think that is a perfect example.
It's enjoyable.
Great.
Like, it's enjoyable to watch. It's enjoyable to play. Like, I think they've made an ideal game. Like,
it's just just fun.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah,
and I want to see what each character does as well, because Darth Maul has a spin attack.
Yeah, they have like
I wasn't
three abilities,
expecting that.
Yeah,
well,
Rey's
if you
got
see
her
the
mind
film,
power.
he kind of does that.
Yeah,
but,
see, I haven't seen the film, but I wasn't expecting him to do that. So, as someone new to, not very into the whole Star Wars franchise, and I'm seeing this as a big AAA shooter, I want to see something done a little bit different. And then he does that, and like I was kind of just sitting there quite docile watching it. But he did that, I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
I was like, nice.
Back to the pacing though. Obviously, there were like the 3 stages. 2 of them were inside. Once you get out of the first stage, you can't use any of the vehicles. So I think they paced it really well, because then you're like, you get to use.
It doesn't mean there's
there
one
are no
guy.
vehicles on the inside.
So you get to use the vehicles.
It does. It also means there's not just one guy in a.
Yeah, it's a good rotation as
in a
well. Like,
ship
everyone
this
has a
whole time.
chance to get in, because I just feel like it just looks like a great game.
Yeah, and it changes it up. That particular map changed up from very much more open combat to very, very close quarter combat.
They were talking about that.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how people deal with that in
adapt,
gameplay tactics and things like that, because you're going to have to play a completely different tactic outside to what you are inside.
But then again,
there's 2 stages inside as well. So it's like outside you've got long range, then first inside you've got medium range, so like so it's maybe more corridor, and then you've got close range. This is a skirmish for the throne room.
That's
for what they should.
It just kind of adds to the fun. I don't know if people are going to have. I mean, there probably will be tryhards with tactics, but I think it just makes it fun. Like the people that are just playing it for fun aren't just on an open map that they're going to get destroyed by snipers with. They can.
Yeah.
It just changes it up and it makes it.
I think
like
this
you don't
game
get bored.
will be a lot more casual. I don't think there'll be as many tryhards on it unless like.
I mean, there probably
There,
will be.
there
but
will
let's
There
not-
always is.
there'll be some, but it'll be a lot more casual because it's a lot more fun of a game. Like it's not a game made for if you don't have skill, then you're not going to enjoy this game. You're going to be bad at this game. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Whereas it kind of feels more like, oh yeah, you may not be great at this game, but there's still stuff you can do that you can be really good at.
I hope
Yeah.
you can still get to fly around and become a hero, like even if you are bad. Because if you're not getting all the kills, then you'll just feel disheartened and you won't want to play the game.
Yeah.
But if you can like get it over time, like ultimates, I keep going back to Overwatch, but like ultimates in Overwatch, even if you're not getting kills, it slowly charges up,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
can still go crazy.
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is what I
hopefully
kinda
they
like.
do a thing where like
You
they do a thing
No
where
shame, I'm
it's
17.
like
proud.
you will gain points like through your lifespan, and then when you die, you will get those points. Or if it, like
So, in the area of AAA shooters that are coming out this year, we've got obviously the new
Oh,
COD
God.
game.
oh
We'll talk about that in a different
I want to
episode
let
or
me go on
different
it
show.
now.
But we've obviously got Call of Duty that's coming out, and we've got Battlefront 2. Can you think of any other big AAA shooters that are coming out this year?
Yes.
Because there's no Battlefield game coming out this
I
year.
know there's something. Destiny.
Oh, for sure,
Destiny,
Destiny.
yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
Destiny.
Top of it all. Don't
Yeah.
even
Oh,
care.
how did
The
we forget
multiplayer
about
was
Destiny?
the multiplayer was so good. I
Yeah,
mean,
so
the PvE and PvP was just nailed on. I think Destiny was not perfect, but I think it was a bloody good game, and not many people. Well,
So in that
some people
case-
disagree, but I think
where do you think Battlefront,
even
sorry, 2 is going to rank on AAA shooters this year? Because there are
plus Battlefield 1 as well, because that's still going to be up there.
yeah, but there's a big range of them. I think Battlefield 1 and the new COD game World War 2 is going to be against each other as
Yeah,
always.
it's-
Battlefield and COD are always against
Yeah.
each other.
yeah,
so
I
that,
feel
does
like
that
they'll
mean...
be sort of
just
like
gonna
at
be
the
the
bottom.
same
Like
game.
Yeah.
they're sort of forgotten about, but at the same time, like they're there.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
they're just quietly battling it out while everyone's like Battlefront and Destiny.
Yeah, so
Like,
do you
it's
think
just gonna be there.
Battlefront and Destiny are then going to be competing
I
for the
really
top
hope
spot
so.
this year?
I don't think they'll be competing as such
I think they'll
because
just be on their own.
because
little on the
Destiny
side.
has the single player
Yeah.
option of
PvE.
PvE, but you can still do it with friends and whatever.
what
Whereas
I
Star
like.
Wars, it's just more single
Yeah.
player
And they are
campaign.
They are both they're both sci-fi, but they're very, very,
Very
different
different.
feels, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
it's a
doing sort of
big
like
difference.
similar things where they've both got campaign, they've both got multiplayer, and they've got stuff that you can do like co-optionally and like against each other. Like what I want in, cause like in Destiny, there's like co-op things where you can like do raids and stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping they do for Battlefront 2 is a thing they did in the original Battlefront 2, which is called Galactic Conquest, which was basically there was like the two sides fighting against each other, and then it's like a race to take over the entire galaxy, like
That's pretty cool.
all of the planets in the map
Sick.
and whatever.
Yeah.
I want them to do that, but if they do that, I also want them to include some sort of co-op. So like you can have two people doing two fleets, and then like you're taking over the galaxy and doing your different battles like at the same time, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Or just like as you go, and then like you can make tactics around that. I hope
Yeah.
they do something like that, but I don't know if they will.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, in the whole like AAA shooter part of the industry this year, we're looking at a very, 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 very big variety. To be honest,
Yeah.
like normally we've got the Call of Duty, we've got the Battlefield head to head, and then we've got like we had Battlefront a couple of years ago.
Halo chilling on the
Yeah,
side.
we've got
like,
Halo
whatever.
chilling somewhere.
Gears of War.
Yeah, but this year, I mean, we haven't seen what
Anthem as
Microsoft.
well, depending on when that
Yeah,
comes
we
out
haven't
and what
seen
that
the
is.
Yeah.
unreleased AAA games yet, so
Yeah,
there
I
might be
mean-
some surprising.
Yeah, it's
first-person
only day
shooters.
one of E3, so there could be so
They've
many more
started
AAA
it so well.
shooters
Yeah.
coming to the board. At the moment, as AAA shooters go, we're seeing a big variety this year, and that's something I don't think we've seen in a long time, to be honest. A huge variety within one genre. So it's going to be really interesting to see who else brings something to the table. I think Microsoft, like, we're talking about Microsoft next time, but to hint on it now, I think Microsoft may bring out something like that, because what have Microsoft going for them? Like, what have
Microsoft make games.
They have Minecraft.
Yeah, I know,
I thought
right?
they just make
They
like,
own Minecraft.
They
That's
make
about it.
Minecraft.
They're in Minecraft.
I'm probably just being laughed at now, but I didn't. Microsoft, they do like
Yeah, they
games.
They do.
They mainly do
Yeah.
hardware and stuff, and
Yeah, I was
like
thinking it's just computers and
OS
stuff.
and whatever. But they every
But
so
they own
often they'll
Xbox,
dabble in a
don't
game.
I reckon Microsoft's just going to be about the Scorpio and
Yeah.
that's it.
Microsoft,
Yeah.
they
Halo,
might
no, Microsoft.
Well, in
They
that case,
might-
as we're
they might talk about the what's it called? The new processor, the i9 processor. They might talk about that a little bit, but
It's just
I don't
So,
the
know.
hardware. I reckon,
as we're
more than
digressing
games.
to that anyway, let's conclude the EA part of things and talk about what we think we might see from the Microsoft and Bethesda. So, any final words about anything of the EA conference?
Yes. I just
Yes.
yes. No,
I agree.
honestly, before I wasn't really a big fan of EA. I thought they didn't really listen to their fans. I think
Mm-hmm.
their servers are shit, as everyone does. I just not really a big fan of EA. But it's probably just them trying to show off, and they probably are the same underneath. But it seems like they're actually listening to the fans and taking feedback and making them better. And EA actually, they've impressed me this year, and especially with Way Out and like Anthem and stuff like that. They just seem like
They're bringing
they're
something
going a
new
bit
to the
off.
table.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I am
I can't
impressed
wait.
with the community spirit. Like they have,
yeah.
because like before it used to be like, yeah, we'll listen to some ideas and maybe incorporate.
They'll just be
some,
listening to
but-
loud music while
Yeah.
everyone's telling them, like, yeah, we'll get that
Yeah,
done.
it's like that, like Arthur meme where he's wearing the headphones, but his
Yeah,
ears are on
yeah.
the top of his head. That sort
yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like they have impressed me because they have been like, oh yeah, we've taken your ideas into consideration, and now here's Battlefront 2 that looks amazing.
Here's a game that's 3 times better than the last one, and I'm like, you know what? That's improvement.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Keep doing
I do
that.
give them a lot of respect for what they've
Keep
done.
doing
this
that,
year.
have-
but seriously, think about FIFA. You gotta cut
Yeah,
it.
you need to stop. At
I mean,
some
they're not
point.
as long as football's a thing. It's not gonna stop.
No,
Yeah.
of course not. You know,
It's not.
it keeps making money.
Even if
It makes
football
so much
stops,
money.
they'll keep
They'll
going.
be like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what? FIFA.
Right, you know what? Let's go nostalgia
We
route
need more
now.
FIFA
You know.
Streets, and we need more like
Oh,
unique
FIFA Street,
stuff. That
FIFA
game was
World.
amazing.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
FIFA
all in
Wars.
all,
Like
I
Halo
mean-
Wars, top-down.
FIFA.
Wait,
all in
top-down
all,
FIFA,
like-
that's
Top-down
FIFA.
FIFA.
That's FIFA.
top-down FIFA.
Top down
is
fit. We're going back to the
maybe FIFA.
90s.
I mean, last year I remember, like, my highlight of last year was watching the Sony and Ubisoft conferences, and I was constantly in my chair going, yes, whoa, like I was verbally excited and waking
His
my
mum
family
hated
up.
him.
Yeah, waking my family up at 11. And EA has never really like made me gone, I am so hyped. But this year there were a couple of moments
Way
where I was
out.
like,
Gushing.
I'm
away.
on board.
Being the
You know,
open,
I'm on
being the
board.
openers, they've made me a lot more optimistic.
Can we
this
make a
year.
deal contracted by this podcast?
Oh, God.
We will put our money together for Way Out. We will pre-order it.
Oh, for sure.
And
Yeah,
we
Way
will
Out is
play
coming
it
to the
and
channel.
we will have
Yeah.
fun
Yeah,
I
on
have
the couch.
64 pence.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Get a job. Better get some YouTube money from this then.
So all in all,
I won't get paid.
yeah, EA
Wait,
kickstarted
I get
E3 this year, and I think they did a really good job. To be honest, a really good job.
Kicked it off really
it's a
well.
big responsibility kicking off EA, EA or
EA?
E3.
EA is a really big kickoff for EA. It's
Yeah, it really is.
Big booty.
Yeah, it is. It's a big responsibility. You know, you gotta become loud and proud, and yeah, I think they did that
I
successfully.
mean, take away like Jesse and
take away the
some of-
bad
Some of
bits,
the
it's
other
great.
devs who really are devs because they're good at making games rather than talking.
Yeah, they're
Talking,
awkward
yeah.
devs.
It's like,
Whoops.
here we have a game. Okay, bye.
So
It's great.
I'm just going to conclude the whole EA conference talk with this little bulletin that was said at the end of the conference. Free trials on PS4, EA Originals, and EA Access for the next week. So if you're interested in anything EA may have going for what's going on at the moment, I mean, I don't know if that includes the new releases or
I think
releases
it's just
that are
old
already
releases.
out. I think it's just all releases. Yeah.
Old releases, I think.
Yeah,
actually, because there was Plants vs Zombies, there was Battlefront,
Yeah, there
the
was-
first one. There was
Yeah, much older releases. Of
Yeah, it's
EA,
just
wasn't
older
there?
games.
If you're
I
interested
bet.
in like going back to anything EA related, check it out because EA are doing a load of stuff, free trials for next week. So get it while it's still free. It's my motto. Are we spinning now? I can't spin on my chair, so I'm just going to shift them around.
Well, Ben's span, so I was
Beautiful.
like, I'm gonna spin now.
Well, gotta keep it
I'm gonna-
symmetrical. Oh,
I'm
we're
gonna fuck
stuck.
your legs up.
So we've spoken EA. If you have any thoughts or any questions that you want to put in the comments down below, get involved in the conversation.
Let's go have a look now.
What? What?
Let me check my map.
No, nothing down there yet.
What?
Not in Whiterun.
Keep it in.
That wasn't in the script.
Riften doesn't have anything on this.
But seriously, if you do have anything to say in the comments down below, whack them in the comments down below.
Down below, down below.
Down below, down below. That's the best
We're going
thing
down
about,
under.
That's the best thing about E3 and these kind of community events. It brings the gaming community together, and that's what I love about E3 the most. It brings the gaming community together and showcases the world. So with EA out the way, next time we're going to be talking Microsoft and Bethesda. Next time on this show that doesn't have a name.
This Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
So yeah,
It'll be on Monday.
Monday.
we're going to be talking Microsoft and Bethesda.
Microsoft.
What do you guys
Bethesda?
think? Yeah.
Skyrim 6.
Maybe.
Skyrim
6.
Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls 5.
So first of all, what do you guys expect from Microsoft? Because I don't think they've got much going for
Shit
them.
all.
Like, I think they're going to be carried
Minecraft
on
6.
the Xbox,
Xbox
Scorpio.
bit of
PC,
hardware, maybe another Plants vs Zombie games. And
Oh
that's
yes, man, love that game.
And you
That's
know what
EA.
I'll be?
Excuse me.
it. Yeah, but it's assisted by Microsoft, I do believe.
I do believe it is, but I'll be interested to see because they've got the Scorpio coming out, and they've already said that it's going to be higher than retail. So let's say it's probably going to be at 400, 500. Yeah.
It's a PC.
So yeah, it's more of a PC, a cheap PC price.
They've built a PC, put Xbox OS on it,
Yeah.
and
So
then just gone play some consoles.
what I want to
I
know
think
is
they're getting a voice chat app that you can get on your phone
yeah.
because
Something like that.
fucking
Because why not do it on the console?
For $20 a year, you can subscribe to this
Yeah.
and you can talk.
Here's Xbox Gold.
All
Give us
that.
all of your money.
What I want to
reckon I'll try
know
that.
is they're bringing out this console that's more expensive than the others, and
Yep.
let's face it, Microsoft are behind on Sony. Sony have all the
PS4
exclusives.
ahead, yeah,
Like
they're
Sony,
Like Call
like,
of Duty's now gone to Sony instead
yeah.
of Microsoft.
If you notice,
All the COD
all the
champs are
big
PS4, yeah.
games this year are paired with Sony. You've got The Last of Us Part 2, which is Sony exclusive.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon
already
Zero
came out,
Dawn,
that
yeah,
was
has already
PS4.
come
That's PS4,
out.
wasn't it?
That's PS4 exclusive. Red Dead Redemption 2 is also paired with Sony for marketing reasons this year.
The only thing
So
that,
it's Call of
that
Duty?
Microsoft has,
Yeah, Call of
the only
Duty
thing
is
that
now.
Xbox has got is Halo and Forza, and they're kind
Battlefront
of
2
dying
was actually
franchises.
Sony as well.
Is it?
Yeah, it had a PlayStation icon
Yeah,
at
so
the
This is
beginning of the
probably
teaser trailer, I
their
do
like
believe.
Xbox are like, hey, we're still here. Here, have a PC, and we're like, no, we want
Yeah.
console.
So I want to know,
It's not gonna go
they're
well.
bringing out this expensive console that we can guarantee that's going to be at E3 this year. But what else are they going to release and announce with this console to make me think I'm going to buy the Xbox Scorpio?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Like
They're
I have
gonna
no idea
build
what
a
they might.
PC, take all the old games, or like take like Madden and whatever new games
On
come
top,
out and
like,
put it out.
You're not only buying the console though. You're buying a big ass expensive SCUF controller. You're buying a headset. You're buying all the new games. So you don't.
Assuming that you've already
you
got
don't-
that, though.
You don't have money to buy a 300, like 400, 500 quid. Because I reckon
Yeah.
it's probably going to have different controllers and shit, so you can't use your other one. So you're going to
I
have to
don't
spend
think it
even
would.
more
I
money.
don't
I
think
reckon
that'll
it'll have a new controller.
that money grabbing.
No,
I reckon it'll have a new controller.
It will.
Really?
New controller.
It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting
with
to
a
see.
slightly.
I would be
different
surprised
mic
if they bring out a new
port
controller
size.
for it. I really will be.
I reckon it'll be different, but slightly different.
Yeah.
Money
I
grab.
think I'm hoping that Microsoft's going to surprise us with some really cool game releases because otherwise I don't think many people are going to be on board with the Scorpio except for the extra hardware.
It's kind of why
That's
they,
in it.
I feel like this.
So-
I feel like this is why they put Microsoft second. We've had the big old EA, so it's kind of hyping
And
up
then,
next
oh.
one, and then it's going to go down,
Yeah.
and then it'll go back
Finish
up
on Sony.
again.
Yeah, Sony's finishing the EA conferences,
So,
so
like,
finish with the big guns.
Basically, yeah, we've started off strong.
Yeah.
Then you do all the weak stuff in the middle. Then you start. Then you
PC
just end it.
gaming.
PC gaming show.
Yeah.
That's going to be
But-
fucking awful.
we shouldn't go too far off the path. So, we don't know what to expect from Microsoft. It'll be interesting to
Open
see
mind.
what they
Oh, yeah,
release.
open
That's
mind.
actually in a couple of hours, in fact. But Bethesda, what are Bethesda? Bethesda are partnered. What are they? What are they going to be doing?
I really like Bethesda as a game company. I think they nail it with Elder Scrolls. What other games do they do?
Fallout.
Fallout.
All the big ones like that. Like,
That
all
is
the big open
something
world
else.
Open
RPG
world.
ones.
Oh, if they bring out a nice new open world, that'd be.
It'd be nice to see a new release from them, but I don't think.
I want them to, throughout their conference, flicker
Skyrim.
like an Elder Scrolls game.
Just Skyrim.
I want them to
See-
flicker old style, sort
Yeah.
of like castles and stuff throughout it, and then that's their final thing. They're just like, bang, new Elder Scrolls game, have fun. We'll announce more at E3 next year. Bye bye.
I mean, if they're gonna mention an Elder Scrolls game, they've got to mention a new one. Let's face it, because like there is a new DLC for Elder Scrolls Online, the Morrowind DLC, but that's not really worth E3ing about. Let's face it.
Like Elder Scrolls
And
Online.
they've recently remastered Skyrim, obviously, in the last few months. But again, that
was just to make it
look
better.
that's not really E3
on
worthy.
console.
So I have no idea what Bethesda are doing. Bethesda are that's
good.
Blizzard. Blizzard are Warcraft, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have no idea. It'll be nice to see. It'll be absolutely amazing to see them
They kind
release
of
a new Elder
stay under
Scrolls.
the radar and then go, "Oh, have another Elder Scrolls," and everyone's like, "Yes, please."
Yeah.
They're good at sort of like building hype like that. Sort of like just out of the nowhere, and we're like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, last year was Fallout 4, wasn't it? Their massive topic. Was that last year or the year before?
Might have been the year
They did it,
before
so-
they announced it.
Yeah, but
Came out
last year I do believe they carried the show on Fallout, didn't they?
I don't know.
I might be getting
Can't
this
remember.
really wrong. I might be getting my whole, my dates mixed up and things like that. I'm
I
pretty
can't remember
sure.
what they did for last year.
Pretty sure the
honestly.
last year's
This is the
conference
longest
was,
outro ever.
all about Fallout 4 and how it's, so much better. So I don't know what they're going to be focusing on this year. So it'll be interesting to see what Microsoft and Bethesda both do.
What time's
It
that
really
one?
will be.
3 a.m.
Yeah, for us it'll be 3 a.m. for Bethesda.
I thought it was 5.
Oh yeah, it might be 5.
It's 5. You said 5 earlier.
Yeah, it might be
5.
5. I don't know. The time zones are really fucked up.
Bethesda,
No, I
don't
thought-
skate 4.
I thought when Nintendo's...
Come on, Bethesda, give us Skate
It's
4.
just good, Need some of that.
Yeah.
Like, why do they make a new FIFA every year but not a new skate? Love skate.
Ben's depressed. Yeah.
Destiny 2.
That's all we can take away from
A
this.
Bungie not doing one.
Bungie, I haven't got one specifically.
No.
That might be so.
They
They'll be part of
are
PC
they
Gaming
partnered
Show.
with
Sony.
Sony this year?
Might be. Probably.
Let's
No,
face it.
Destiny 1
probably.
halfway through went to like they were like, oh, PS4 here, have a bunch of exclusives like
Yeah.
the Hawk Moon and the other thing that I forget the name of.
Destiny 2 and
gonna be PS4.
must be
only,
must
but
be
Destiny will
mentioned
be
at some
with
point.
Sony.
It might be.
Sony.
Yeah.
Must be.
Well-
I think they've actually got their own segment on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Destiny 2, yeah.
Damn. Please
Well,
do.
It'll be interesting to see what Microsoft and Bethesda brings us in the next 24
Recently
hours.
had one, didn't
And
they?
tomorrow
Recently had
we'll
one.
be bringing the show back, talking about Microsoft and Bethesda. We'll be coming with all the news, all the action, and all of our opinions. So if you have any opinions, any questions, anything you want to mention about this show and what we've talked about today, put it in comments down below. Get involved. We really want you to. And for tomorrow, we'll be talking about Microsoft and Bethesda. So tune into those conferences and join us tomorrow as we, get into the action. Is that what people on talk shows say?
No.
Dissect.
Dissect the meme.
Vasectomy.
Dissect the vasectomy. You've heard it here first, folks.
So until tomorrow when we go over more E3 excitement, I shall say goodbye. Thank you very much for my guests,
quite
Matt
alright.
and Ben.
problem.
And tomorrow we might even have one more guest on, so it's going to be
Surprise
interesting to see.
guest.
Oh, surprise guest. No,
not
we might
surprised to
have
warn them
3
now.
to 4 people on different
Bah,
shows,
surprise.
so we'll have more opinions and more points of view coming your way. So until next time, I shall say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Subtle, I like it. Cheerio.